Hello there everyone, my name is Brother Birch. In this video I'm going to introduce lesson 8 of cse341. So last week we started learning, or last lesson we started learning about OAuth, and this week we're going to continue working with OAuth and have some good practical tutorials on how to use it. So not too many new topics. We do talk a little bit about JWTs. JavaScript web tokens or JSON web tokens are very, very common in simply helping somebody to remain authenticated. So for example, if I came over here to Google Drive, I'm signed in. And if I opened up a new tab of Google Drive, I would still be signed in. Or Microsoft, or Gmail or YouTube. All those would be kind of linked to my Google account because of JWTs that have allowed me to be authenticated, and then data being stored in my browser to help me stay authenticated as I open up new windows or even close my browser and come back. So Auth0 kind of does this JWT thing in the background. There are ways in Node to create JWTs from scratch. We don't really have to worry about that when we're using OAuth, but it is important to understand that when you do use Auth0 or any form of OAuth, JWTs are generally being used to help track users. So your team assignment for this week will just be a developer form like you've done several times so far. Your personal assignment though is a big one because you are submitting your second project of the semester. So your goals: deploy a Node app to the web, which hopefully you've already done. Incorporate authentication system with OAuth into Node.js, host, get, post, put, and delete endpoints in the application, and so forth. We have a very comprehensive rubric here just because this is your project submission for the last 4 lessons that you've been working on it. So it should be deployed to the web using OAuth, have a database included, has a bunch of HTTP requests, good API documentation, data validation, error handling. We do have these extra credit opportunities. If you use GraphQL instead of REST, that can get you an extra 20% if you did it right. And then TypeScript as well. If you use TypeScript in your project instead of just regular JavaScript files, that can get you an extra 20% as well. It shows here in the rubric how each one of these are going to be graded. Most of them are just with YouTube link, with your YouTube video that you'll submit. This API documentation one, we should be able to go to your Heroku link and test out these endpoints ourselves from Heroku. And then data validation and error handling, we'll just look at your GitHub URLs, your GitHub repositories to see the evidence of that validation and handling taking place on every single one of your routes. So that's just a little bit of what to expect for this lesson. I hope that this helps, and I hope you have a good time finishing up your project.